Always, always.
Hey, man, for those of you who are watching this podcast, either watching it live or watching it in rebroadcast, man, first of all, we'd like to say thank you for your support of the Fairweather Fan channel, man. Please like, subscribe, share, leave comments. But most of all, please, 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 please join the conversation because, we are about to dive into whatever it is we want to talk about. But up first, J-Dub, how your team doing over there, man?
Brother, 3-1. We just
Okay.
lost our
That's what I'm
first game
talking
last
about.
night without our best player and against a travel team. So I think they showed out and showed up. And we got practice here in a little while in about 2.5 hours tonight. And we're going to keep trucking.
So the most important question is this.
Hey,
Did
D-Way,
y'all
watch,
ever decide?
D-Way.
Did y'all, huh?
Watch your headspace. You got your. Can you raise
Did
your?
y'all ever decide the name of the
go.
team yet?
I fought it and I fought it and I fought it. But eventually I got overwhelmed. It's the Purple Bananas.
Oh gosh.
Purple Bananas.
And he can hear me talking about him over there right now.
Man,
It's the
this is
Purple
not the purple.
Bananas.
This is not like the purple pickles or something, So
No, I hear you.
Hey,
It could've
that's
been
sweet.
worse.
Purple pickles. I like that. Now I will rock that. Purple pickles. Oh man, look, I already got on some type of purple.
The purple bananas. Now that'll intimidate a crowd when they come in.
Hey, for those you watching, so we got a correction from last week. J-Dub, would you go ahead and explain the correction? We were talking about Juju. Was she coming to the league next year? So we'll go ahead and clear us up with the correction that I messed up with last week.
So just real quick, I don't think Juju's coming to the league this year. I think it would be kind of cool if she did. But EC said that she wouldn't leave because of her NIL deal. And your NIL deal, the way I understand it, by no means am I a college attorney, but it's just that you can sell your name and likeness so you can make money off your image and your name selling products while you're in college. But that doesn't mean when we move on to the next level that we lose our NIL deals. If they're still following your social medias and TikToks and Instagrams, then they still have that in place. That's how Angel is affording her unaffordable lifestyle right now in New York City. But
love it.
You don't lose that. So I would like to see Juju leave just because she'd be the first one to leave early. I think that'd be really cool, but I don't think she will. But my point was, I wasn't on last week, but I sent it to Coach that eventually it's gonna become a deal. If a young lady isn't doing very well in classes, but she's averaging 27 and 10, and somebody's gonna pay her $75,000 to not go to college anymore, and she gets to keep her license with vitamin water and this product, and she's gonna do that. So it's coming. It's coming. I know that Juju's a very good student. I'm not going to sit here and say I know her grade point average, but I know she's a good student. So I don't think she's going to be leaving early, but it is coming. I'd say it's coming in the next handful of years, less than 5.
Right.
So, I know we're not going to get into it because we want to get into some big time football talk tonight, but I only have one question for both you guys. Is right now, as we speak, is Juju good enough to compete at the highest level of the WNBA right now?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what, D-Way, I'm glad you said that because there are a lot of women currently playing in NCAA that are good enough to play in the WNBA, especially now since you got the expansion team. What state was that? Just put their being
Golden State.
Yeah. So you guys. So now the market is there. The interest is there to expand women's professional basketball. So, but yeah, you're talking about Juju, the young lady that plays for Rutgers. We talked about last week. She's ready to go. Obviously, the young lady that's playing for Coach Gino is ready to go. That'll be a first round. But she's a senior, so she's going to go right away anyway. She could have paid. She could have left last year. Have y'all heard about this young lady, Malaysia Fuwali?
Just recently. I don't know a whole lot about her, but I just heard that name. And so, me, I started looking up things. But, she's another baller coming through.
Yeah, she's currently playing for South Carolina, Coach Don. And she's a sophomore this year. Don put her in the game last week, and the girl has been trending. She has been going fire. Now, yesterday they got blew out by with that North Carolina, and Don, she had a bad start, and so Don sat her down. But up until that point, she has been balling out of control. So that's a young lady who has a skill set, who has a mindset. I mean, who has a skill set, but I think she need to mature a little bit. So she's on the rise when it comes down to women's basketball. But yeah, I was watching a few games today, and college hoops. Yeah,
the one thing that I thought was interesting is I got to catch a couple of college basketball games, women's games this weekend, primarily the Notre Dame USC game.
Yeah.
And guys, it's really obvious that there's a huge difference in the level of play from the college level to watching the women, professional
absolutely.
women play. I mean, you guys have to agree with me. From a 5-on-5 game in the college to a 5-on-5 game in the pros, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, the WNBA, those girls are so freaking good, dude.
And it's a maturity thing, right? Just like with the men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do I think Juju would do? I think she would do okay. She's 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she would be playing against a 30-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. And somebody else in psychology or biology tell me why a 22-year-old is so much older than a 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there would be so I mean, I think she would do well, but I don't think she would have an immediate impact, but I think she would do well very quickly. I think she would do very well. There's just something different in your mindset
Agreed.
At 22 than there is at 19 years old.
1,000%, yeah. I mean, and that's for guys and for gals, you know. I
No,
mean,
it's for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
every
I'm saying
industry.
everybody. That's just not for women. So yeah. Good,
but I'm gonna
good
tell
point.
you, a game I was watching today, and it's crazy. I was watching the men's. I was watching UConn men's ranked number 2 versus Colorado Buffaloes. And if y'all don't know, 73-72, Colorado Buffaloes upset UConn men. Crazy game, man. That Buffalo team looked pretty good. Now, there were some opportunities that UConn just spoiled along the way, you know, saying being traditional UConn, but the records are similar. Both came into the game 4-1. Obviously, Colorado's being in Big 12. Don't know why they was unranked. So, you know, that's not saying a whole lot. But obviously you got UConn in the Big East, right? So, you know, they're a staple when it comes down to men's basketball. But that was a crazy game. It was a good game, yeah.
JW, you
and preseason NCAA rankings mean nothing to me. They give all the credit.
Here we go again. Here we go.
And I'm not being ugly. I'm just talking about basketball. All the rankings go down to big names and last season. So a team like the Colorado Bulldogs, even though they have a name, they didn't have a season last season to talk about. So they were going to be unranked. The first 4 weeks of college basketball rankings mean nothing.
Yeah.
J-Dub, did you catch that little inside jab, little promo there that EC gave for the Big 12 because he's a homer. So
I'm a homer too, even without my Texas teams because I've been watching them for so long. I feel like I'm a part of Colorado. I feel like I'm a part of Kansas.
Yeah.
Obviously with TCU still a lot of family ties, but no, it's early. I like seeing upsets early because we start knowing who the contenders are, and there's so much parity in college basketball right now that I don't think anybody in the world could guess the Final Four.
No.
Okay, y'all back on? Yeah, that was my end over here. Spectrum, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, for those who are watching, I'm sorry for that. Y'all, Spectrum decided to do something totally different. I don't know what happened, but that was a random rolling outage, whatever. So, Spectrum, you losing.
Welcome
I'm losing
to my
faith
world.
in you. I'm losing faith in you, Spectrum. Y'all supposed to be thebond.com. I'm on a 2-week trial, so you better get together. You won't get my business. But let's jump into what we came to talk about. Jada, will Alabama make the playoffs being a 3-loss team?
They better not. They better not.
J-Dubs. That's J-Dubs right there, man.
The first year of a 12-team tournament and a 3-loss SEC team gets in. I mean, so they're gone. A&M's gone. Ole Miss is gone now, and you're still going to be heavily represented. If it ends today, you still have 3 teams. You still have 25% of the top 12.
Right.
I don't think there's any controversy. I hope Alabama doesn't make it. I don't think they deserve it. I think it's time to start talking about other teams. Finally, it's been 2 decades since we talked about other teams.
Yeah.
Well,
it's sad because they lose to OU and they drop them all the way down to 13, just right above the top ranked Big 12 team. And I said that because y'all know I'm all Big 12, and I just thought that was like, that's letting the Big 12 know either you have to win your conference championship or you out. And that's just so disappointing. That's so disrespectful to the Big 12.
and we have all agreed to disagree on this topic. I mean, we've all kept our stance. But mine, just to remind the viewers, is you if you have an 8-3 Alabama, and let's just say hypothetically they don't get in, okay? But the majority of the schools in front of them, they beat the brakes off in a game at a neutral site. So, but again, that's just my humble opinion.
And I agree, but they're in the bed that they made. The SEC's in the bed that they're made. The seventh place SEC.
That's the way to say it. That's the
is
perfect way to say
better.
it, Jay.
Thank you, J
Is
Dub, for
better
finally
than-
saying it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the seventh best SEC team is better than 20 through 50. They are, right? I don't think anybody can argue with it. But none of us told y'all to go get all in a conference together. None of us told y'all to beat each other up along the way. So when we're trying to find the best teams, you have to give credence to the 9-1s and the 10-1s and the undefeated from the mid-majors. I mean, if you want to dominate your conference and automatically go to the playoff, maybe you need to move to the Atlantic Conference, or maybe you need to move to the Mid-Mountain Conference.
Yeah.
If you're going to play a bunch of powerhouses, then y'all need to understand that only 2 or 3 of y'all are going to get to play in the tournament every year.
No, that'll preach right there all day. I mean,
that'll preach. We should. In fact, we need to go ahead and get that thing soundbited and send that on over.
We might need to go down to B-Dubs and talk to those boys on.
Maybe we do. Y'all need to go spread my name. Google me.
That's real talk, man. Hey, y'all check this out. Finally, at least some respect was shown with SMU finally making a top 10.
Yes, sir.
Come on now, that is
Come
crazy,
on, man. I love it. I love it. I love it, man.
So is this a good move, D-Wade? Because they had been trailing under the being a below top 10.
I don't know.
Are you
okay
okay with this?
Are you okay with Dickerson this? And Craig James are loving life right now, man. I'm sure they're talking smack to all their buddies, man. So though you're 10-1, and you've just been beating people like
everybody.
So I'm proud of the Dallas. Dallas boys from over there in Highland Park, University Park area, man. That's exciting. It's been a minute. It's been too long.
And for those who are not watching, they have already punched their ticket into the ACC championship game, and so it's going to come down to Clemson or Miami. Can they beat either one of those teams?
No.
God, you said that quick, J.
I mean, it'd be nice. I think the hype for Dallas would be nice, but I think between Cam in Miami and Dabo Swinney has his boys still on point. I mean, I don't think both of those teams are going to make the playoffs, but I mean, I think that we're at the point of the season that none of us know what's going to happen. It's good to get your opinion out there, but it could be as wrong as the light of day.
Now I'm a little biased because the kid that's quarterback of SMU, Kevin Jennings, is the kid that went to my alma mater, South Cliff High School. So, I have been kind of hating on Cam Jordan for long. I mean, Cam Ward for a long time, just because he's in Miami. You know what I'm saying? But I love the team. But I'm with you. I think Kevin, because they're typically not a high octane when it comes down to bass. They're not an air raid team in this SMU, but we know how Miami loves to play. So I'm with you. That's like,
So
I say they're not a high. I'm sorry, coaches. Real quick, I pulled it up. They've only had one game within 1 point, so they like to put up points. I mean,
for SMU, they're mostly to their running game. They're mostly to their running game, but not in their passing game. So
yeah.
And my only concern with SMU, if you're talking about a Clemson or a University of Miami, my only concern is the beef up front.
Hold on.
The bosses and the hosses up front on the offensive defensive line.
Where it's won and lost.
Do what?
That's where it's won and lost.
Yeah, I mean, in the big games, and And so that's where they would struggle, late in the game. They'd get their brains beat in, because they just don't have the meat up front to compete.
And I haven't
So,
looked at their actual roster size to know how big their
but
big
you
boys
have to
are.
assume,
Yeah,
a
that the
school
other
like,
ones are bigger.
yeah, because Clemson and Miami, they get the big time athletes.
And
EC.
doesn't it take a certain academic standing to get into SMU as well? It's like
Oh
Harvard.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, I don't know if it counts. I don't know if it applies to the football team.
Well, and for a while, I mean, they were strictly an academic first,
yeah.
and then so
Yeah.
now it's like, but the way especially in Dallas, the way they're prepping these high school kids now to be able to pass the SCT and stuff like that in order to get into these top ranked schools, especially a team like, 'cause they want to keep the talent home. So, and I get all that.
Yeah. And I promised our covenant buddy, Felix Zahumo, that I would give major props to the Green Wave from
Tulane
Tulane
University.
over there
Yeah.
in New Orleans. And Felix's daughter, Shambi, is on a track scholarship there. She's a track stud. And she's also a brainiac as well. So, but man, how about the Green Wave, man, coming in at, I got them at 18 in both polls. And so that's great for them to have a good year.
Yeah, and I haven't. I mean, I watched that one game with them when they played against North Texas.
Yeah,
but I haven't really watched a lot more of them because obviously they're not be on TV, so so it's kind of hard to get them unless you go do highlight reels. But I like what I've seen. I do like what I've seen. I like their running back. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be, like I say, he's up there. He's up there highly ranked. He's scheduled to come out too, ain't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that's what's up. So we'll be watching him in the draft. Who will make the Big 12 championship game? Because obviously we already know that Colorado lost last week. This week, a Saturday, and then we turn around to Arizona. No, they lost to Kansas.
Yeah,
and Arizona lost. Didn't Arizona lose too?
Arizona State, did they lose?
Yeah. Well, no, BYU.
Yeah, will it be BYU and SMU, or what will it be?
Well, no, SMU. They see. So we got down Arizona State, BYU, Iowa, and Colorado. So
Iowa
those
State,
are, Iowa State, yeah, Iowa State Cyclones, and then you have Colorado, you have BYU.
Yeah,
Did we freeze? Oh, he's gonna be talking about Spectrum when he comes back.
Oh yeah.
No, the top 4 teams in the Big 12 all have the same conference record. They're all sitting at 6-2.
Right.
And I know Colorado has one more loss than the other 3 overall, but I don't even know how you pick 2 teams to go to the game. Do any of them play each other this week? Does some of this get separated on its own?
Let's see. Let's see the last. Let's see.
Colorado's got Oklahoma State. So none of it's going to be answered on its own. So I don't know how those tiebreakers are determined. Iowa State's got Kansas State.
Colorado's got Oklahoma State. They'll beat them.
So assuming everybody wins, I don't know what the tiebreakers are. I mean, it has to come down to who you played and who you lost to, and versus your points scored.
Right. So they're going to go right. So they're going to take the overall ranking. So if it stays right now, it'll be Arizona and Iowa in the Big 12 championship.
Okay.
I got. Oh yeah.
And so now that's 12. So now unless they go by the point differential.
Does Texas Tech have a chance?
No, they're 3 loss teams.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only coming down to the 2 loss teams in the Big 12 because
I mean, if all 4 2-loss teams win, then you have 8 teams at the same record, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, so right. If all of them lose, right, there'll be something to look at.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask D-Way, because D-Way asked. He said he made the statement early in the year, and he talked about Ohio State being the toughest team in football. But D-Way, have you changed your mind? Can you really? Because right now the world thinks it's Oregon.
Okay, so yeah, and the world's making that assumption on their undefeated record, and that world is saying that Oregon beat Ohio State, and so that kind of all makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
and so as of today, the world's got it right. Okay, but the two best college teams in the nation, not in any particular order, are the University of Georgia and Ohio State.
Right.
Now, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So, but we'll see. We'll see for sure. And I don't want to take time talking about what I'm getting ready to say to you guys, but I'm gonna make a statement. I heard today on 105.3 on the sports talk show on the ticket that people are thinking, the experts are thinking that there's a real good chance that Shedeur Sanders could be the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And I was blown away by hearing that.
Yeah, so he has been on the rise. He currently came down at number 4 or number 5, and while you had Travis Hunter number 2. But now that we're looking at a team that'll really be needing a quarterback would be at their number 1 spot, that's what kind of got him up there in the rankings. Got him up there. So, or if the team that does not have the number 1 spot, they're more likely would like to trade for it. Because obviously, this is what they want, right? They want to have a quarterback at number 1. This is what the NFL wants. They want to, because, Travis Hunter, he's a DB, wide receiver, having that guy go number 1 is not as sexy or not as traditional as what the NFL want.
Right.
So there could be Wilson, Will, and Dillon there. I was surprised that it took so long, because so long they had Dylan Gabriel as number 1. And I didn't understand that. I didn't understand it at all.
Well, it depends on what your needs are as an NFL team, but
I'm not all in.
So
I don't know any trades. I don't know anybody owes anybody any first round picks. But you're looking at the Browns, the Jaguars, the Raiders, the Giants, and the Panthers are up for the number 1 pick, depending upon how the rest of the season plays out. And is Shedeur Sanders going to solve any of those teams' problems? Or is he just going to be a scapegoat and be another rookie that got treated bad and got blamed and then ended up going nowhere because of it?
Yeah, that's a good point, Jason.
That's a good point.
I think that's a great point.
So, do you want him in Jacksonville? What's the dude's name I don't like? I can never remember his name.
Guy from Clemson, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Are they going to take him over him?
Why would you? Trevor's solid.
Is Shedeur Sanders better than Bryce Young? I don't know the answer to that. And I don't need y'all to try to answer it, but
that's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. Okay.
I think he's better.
Go ahead.
I definitely think he's better than Bryce Young. But Trevor Lawrence is a big kid. And I just think that he's fallen victim to Doug Peters' style of coaching. That's just me personally. So, and Doug Peters is an excellent coach. I'm not throwing crap on Doug Peters, but I think this relationship has run its course. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think if Trevor was coached by like a Jim Harbaugh or a Sean Payton that knows how to develop quarterbacks, I think he'd be a stud. I really do. And I wasn't a big fan of his in college, so. I know J-Dub's not a big fan of his either. So
I'll tell you who I want to draft. Shedeur Sanders, and not for his sake. God bless him. I'm feeling bad for him, and I ain't even said it yet. I want the Cowboys to draft him.
I knew you were going to freaking say that.
Dysfunctional. I want him to be that much
you
more
were going to say
up
that.
And that much more dysfunctional, and nobody knows who needs a start, and everybody's blaming it. I just think.
Let me guess, and then you
want good for the circus. Let's add another.
And then
clown.
you want Dion to be the coach. Okay, I see where this is coming. I see where it's going. Okay.
I want the circus to be 3 rings.
Said, bring back the circus. Yeah.
Turn me off, man. Let me get out of here. Get up out of here.
Wow. So since we talked about, I didn't have this in my notes, but I do want to throw this around because I was watching First Take the other day, and Shannon and Stephen A. it wasn't really the debate, but so they keep throwing out Belichick out there for the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And so Shannon Sharp and a couple other ex-NFL players said this to Stephen A. Like, listen, I get where you're coming from as an analyst and as a reporter. You may talk to Jerry Jones. You have a good relationship with Jerry Jones, and they all may seem nice. He said, but playing a game, there are certain coaches that want complete control. Bill Parcells is one of them, and we saw how that ended. Jimmy Johnson is one of them. We saw how that ended. Bill Belichick is another one. This is not going to work. And this is what Shannon Sharp stood 10 toes down and saying. Now it became Stephen A. was really trying to push his ideal as far as the hypothetical because he knows Jerry Jones, and this will look well that Belichick wouldn't have to speak to the media because this is what Jerry would do and stuff like that. Agree or disagree? Would you want to see Bill Belichick put a star on his chest?
Please, God, no. I mean, that'd add to the circus, but and I'm not going to get off topic far, I promise you. But when the Mavericks traded for Rajon Rondo and Rick Carlisle didn't want him to call plays on the fly, why would you want a player who can call plays on the fly? So I come back to Bill Belichick. Why would you want a head coach who excels at being the director of personnel and knowing who to put together? And he's not going to be allowed to do that. Do we think Jerry's going to allow Bill to have any say in who's on the roster?
No, he will not. Traditionally, no, that's not him.
Minimal,
and that's who Belichick is. He was able to find nobodies and make them somebodies in the right system, right? That's why Brady is the best ever. That's why Gronk is one of the best ever, because he put the system together and he had complete control over personnel. Jerry ain't going to give him that control, but it would add to the circus. We got a coach who ain't talking to nobody and an owner who won't shut up. Think about that.
It'd work out perfect because Bill doesn't like to talk to the media and Jerry does, so.
That's right. That's right. And then you have Dak and Shador who can't play together. I think it would be phenomenal TV. I hope HBO does the Hard Knocks there for them if all this happens.
Man, I think we ought to go old school shotgun.
He said Jonathan has been throwing Will McClay out there to be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He says no Belichick, but he really, really loves Will McClay.
Yeah. I think that makes the most sense.
To give Will McClay, yeah. We'll see. I mean, what he's saying, he said Belichick also has Robert Kraft. Well, see, and that's a whole nother. See, Robert Kraft let him do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jerry Jones, no. I mean, when you
Robert Kraft
cheese,
just wanted to collect his check.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so we saw the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, lose finally to Cleveland Browns. It was a good but difficult game to watch. Obviously, it was a snowball, so you always love to see that. Especially being here in Texas, we can't wait till we have our snowmageddon. But the highlight was Jameis Winston. You gotta love Winston, man.
I love Jameis. Been rooting for him since FSU, and I just everywhere he goes, I hope that's the place that he's going to turn it around. But I mean, does that win even count in a snow game? You couldn't even see the field for half the game. I mean, it counts on the record. They got to overcome that loss, but that doesn't change anything. The Browns are still terrible, and the Steelers are somehow a playoff team.
I don't know how those receivers pick the ball up in the air in that mess.
I don't even know. Anyway, listen to Jameis Winston and how he constantly, unapologetically, whenever a microphone gets in his mouth, he would always find a way to give glory to God. You know what I'm saying? Speak to that of his character, who he is as a person.
I think that's the thing that I've really respected and loved about Jameson. I don't know that I've been a big fan of his as far as a quarterback in the NFL, as far as if I thought he did or did not have enough, talent to be that guy. But the way he handles himself in the microphone and the way he conducts himself, around other people, I hats off, man. Good for you, Jameson. We need more professional athletes at every level, every sport, women and men that are saying, hey, what this is all about, the talent and the ability that I've gotten from my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I love that about him. So
what I was waiting on in that game, because we know Russell's faith, we know how he feels. And I was wanting them to capture the picture of both of them. Obviously, I don't know if they did it or not because it was cold and snowing, but no, they could have done it because they was playing in the snow during post-game conference. So I was hoping they got a picture of them in the huddle with Russ and Jameis Winston holding hand and doing their post-game prayer. Yeah. I wanted to see that captured, but they didn't capture that. So that would have been cool to see. Cool. They did show where after the game, Jameis Winston did chase down Russell Wilson, and I'm assuming that's what he was about to ask and let him know was he going to do it or not. because that's where Russell typically does.
No, good call. Good call. EC, good call, man. I think that's so important.
J-Dub, I got to ask you this question. The Chiefs struggle against the Panthers. What does this mean?
I don't know which tack you want me to take. You want me to go conspiracy theory or you want me to go my real opinion?
Let's go conspiracy theory. We ain't had a juicy one in a minute. Let's go.
EC loves a good conspiracy theory. So come on, J-Dub.
I mean, they are the glory child of the NFL over the last 5 years, and they've done everything they can to keep them undefeated for as long as they can this season.
Yeah.
And it took, I mean, again, I'm not going to say there was any crazy I didn't get to see that whole game. I didn't see any crazy controversial plays this time, but you barely squeaked by a team that doesn't even know who they want to start at quarterback.
Right.
So, I think, but again, I think Coach just told me this a few weeks ago. I mean, a win is a win, however you get it. And the bottom line is this team is sitting at 10-1 with 6 games to go. You know what I mean? So they could lose every game and they still make the playoffs.
Yeah, and J-Dub always says, and he's always preaching this to me, and I love it, is that these guys are all the worst team in the league. Those guys are still the best of the best in what they do.
No,
They're all professional
Thanks.
football players that are, for the most part, well paid, and they were picked and drafted and made a team on a professional level. So on any given Sunday, right, guys? That's why they play the game, and that's why they keep the score. Go ahead, Jay.
And so just, I mean, their next 3 games are the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Browns. So they can have another, and even the Texans have been in a back pedal. So they got 4 games in a row that they can win bad. Like they can win not even playing good.
Yeah. So I'm going to run down my speech. Y'all bear with me because when you look at mainstream media, right, these guys have to cover the top stories. And so there is going to be a good and a bad because it has to be that way, right? Mm-hmm. Because they have to justify why they're going to cover some teams and not cover other teams. And then their job is to create controversy. So they're always going to be this team versus that team or this person versus that person. And I get it. When you look at ex-NFL players or professional players that's gone into the media, obviously their vantage point is different because they played the game. So they're going to be more X's and O's, you know, saying I'm better than, or that person's better than me, or what I saw when I was on the field, this is what they're seeing. So they're going to come from that game. Then you have the traditional sold out fans of a team. Either they're delusional or they're justified. It doesn't matter. Here at the Fairweather Fan, just like Coach D-Way said, it's all about any given Sunday. When you watch a Carolina's Panthers team all season long, like I have, of course their record is bad, but there are some good things that you can watch. There's some good things that they've done, and that's what showed up Sunday versus the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, any given Sunday, we're watching Chicago Bears team, a team that looks good on paper, that looks good when you watch them, but they cannot win a game. We talked about the Bengals, who don't look good on paper, but their quarterback is leading the league in passing yards. And you're talking about a team that just recently went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what football is all about. So, yes, the Kansas City Chiefs struggled against the Carolina Panthers, but just like J-Dub said, it does not matter. They found a way to win. Carolina found something that finally worked. They brought a game plan against those Chiefs. Chiefs ended up surviving. A win is a win. That's my spiel. That's the reason why we're called a Fairweather Fan. Go ahead,
yeah, it's so true.
That's
I mean, you're spot on because it doesn't matter if the Chiefs win every game on the last play of the game by 1 point every week. It doesn't matter until they get into the playoffs,
right?
And that's what J-Dub's been talking about, and that's what
and they're trying to have 2 home games. They're trying to have 2 home games, and right now they got them. Right now they got them, and I mean Arrowhead isn't an easy place to go into and win a playoff game in.
Let's see what Jonathan G's got. This is character win that Andy Reid will find some kind of way to learn and build on. Kansas City still Super Bowl favorite in my opinion.
I agree. They're the champion until they're no longer the champion.
Yeah, there you go.
They're going to find a way to get one. We're not going to hate on somebody until they win. I got to talk about this, D-Way. Who is the scariest team in NFL right now? The scariest. The one that you just, woo.
Y'all ready for this? This pains me to say. The Eagles, at the level that Jalen Hurts is playing with Saquon Barkley, man, I mean, we know their defense is good, but man, their offense is clicking right now. Man, they're good. So I'm really sad to say that they look really good. You know, I came on in preseason and said it was a no-brainer to be the 49ers and the Chiefs. Man, I know Lamar Jackson's going to have something to say about that, and so is Josh Allen. And that Eagles team, man, they're just getting better and better every week. So what do y'all think? Who do y'all think?
Who's that?
So,
go ahead.
Scariest team?
Detroit. You know me. I'm
well, we
Detroit.
know
Man,
what they are. We know
Detroit.
what they got.
I do not want
yeah.
In Detroit, too, them people have been begging for a team to root for 20 years. They're finna be crazy up there in the playoffs. I don't want to play Detroit, and I don't want to play Baltimore. If I was running a team, I'll take the Eagles over Detroit all day long in the playoffs. I'll take Kansas City over Baltimore just because you know what Kansas City is, and we're still finding out what Baltimore is. They're still learning what they are, running and passing. And I think Derrick Henry caught 6 passes this weekend. I can check. Anyway, he's becoming more integral into their pass game. They are man, it's going to be a good playoffs. That's all I can say so far.
I'm going to say this. So, obviously, I got Detroit. Like you said, I got Detroit in the NFC. Obviously, the scariest team. Looking at the AFC, when I look at the Baltimore Ravens has historically is a non-show after the second round, first round of the playoffs.
Right.
But even the second round of the playoffs, they just historically. And Derrick Henry is no exception when he was on the Tennessee team. He was on the Tennessee team that made the playoffs. Somehow you get into the playoffs, Derrick Henry don't show up. You know, so you add a guy who don't show up in the playoffs to a team that don't show up in playoffs. There's nothing to say to me that they're going to both show up because they all married together. The one team,
but John has showed up. John has coached a couple
champions. He's been there,
right?
But there's one team, J-Dub, that I think that is hungry, and it's Josh Allen, because Josh Allen has lost.
I hear you.
Super Bowl. He's lost the chance to go because he never got the ball.
That's right.
It's different if he had the ball.
It's hard to argue with that.
So I think that's the one I'm afraid of. If I was Kansas City or anybody, I'm avoiding that Buffalo Bills squad.
I got 4 words for you. I hope you're right.
Yeah, we all want the Bills to do well. They're like America's team right now.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know what? They found a running game. That was my biggest issue with them last year. In the last 2 years, I'm like, okay, Josh Allen wants to throw the ball, and he turned the ball over in critical times of the game. But now they're running the ball more. Even if he's running, you know what I'm saying? He's finding ways to run without getting hurt. So I love that part about him. But they do have a true running game, you know. And just all together, their defense is just. And then you got Von Miller back. Oh my God! So that defense is just that much better. So I mean, I love that squad, man. I think they're scary, man. I'm afraid of them.
And I'm still good. I'm still good with my preseason pick. I mean, it's not who I would pick now, but I'm still good with Kansas City, Minnesota. I still think that was a good pick.
Come on.
I ain't gave up on Minnesota yet, but obviously there are better teams.
Hey, y'all, we must be doing a great job because I have a first troll. Do anybody know anybody named Owen Sage? Anybody know Owen Sage? So this guy, he's on YouTube, and there's a troller. So this is just a fun moment I want to throw out there because we come down to doing good things like this podcast, and there's always somebody who's going to troll and hate. So I don't know who he's talking about. He said top right got no ball knowledge. Don't know who he's talking about because right now what we're looking at, I think it's flipped. So he could be talking about me with what they're saying on the media because right now I'm on the left.
No, he's talking about me.
Well, right now you're on the right, but when it's on camera, I think it's flipped. I don't know how StreamYard works, but whatever it is. And then he says, incoming L take. I don't even know what this is. But Owen Stage, man, you know what? I appreciate you for clicking on, man. All comments are welcome. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that, man. But everybody on here has a great knowledge of sports. It's just we choose to come at different angles. It's by design. So if you're watching, you're still watching, understand, man, your comments are appreciated. But listen, keep watching, brother.
Keep the hate coming. Let's keep it up.
The hate.
I love it.
At the end of the year.
I may learn something, man, watching and listening to him. That's good.
I know, right? Y'all, we're going to end the show on this because we have to. Can the Cowboys make the playoff? D-Wade got.
He's checking out.
Oh, we about to get a song. We about to get it.
Should have been a cowboy. Should have learned to rope and ride. Wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive. Should have been a cowboy. Yeah.
Oh,
that's enough of that.
Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news. What? All I know is the fact Bama has a 40% chance of making the playoffs. He said still is a joke. Oh my God. I'm going to say what? Rand Stokes, man, are you so wow? Yeah, we don't want Bama to make it in. Not a 3-loss team. So yeah, we with you, but 40% chance of making the playoffs is still a joke. Yeah, that is
That's
sad.
why they're
we don't
13.
like to see that at
That's
all.
why they're 13. That's why they didn't fall anymore. They fell just far enough that if a couple other teams lose, they can justify putting them in, which that's terrible. I don't want to see that. I've already said it. We're going to keep moving on. Cowboys are terrible too. Cowboys need to be playing Alabama in the Rose Bowl for New Year's Eve.
Listen to Jonathan G. Cowboys just may, with capital M-A-Y, go on a 4-game win streak. Come on with your bad self, Jerry Jones.
They got 2 out of the next 4 for sure. They should have 2. They should beat the Giants and the Panthers. If they don't beat so that's an easy one.
Yeah. Well, man, D-Wade, first of all, we want to thank you for getting into that nice Saturday, man. You know, we loved it. The fans loved it. The listeners loved it, man.
Yeah, should have been a cowboy.
Hey, if y'all want to donate to the channel and get some more of that Coach D-Wade singing, man, please let us know, man. We will definitely get him on there.
The question is, can the Cowboys make the playoffs? The answer to that question is no. Or as my aunt used to says, no.
Hey, right now, y'all, it's crazy. Just like Alabama has a chance to make the playoffs, there's still right now a mathematical chance
yeah,
the Cowboys could make the playoffs. Everything has to fall right in order. But it's a very, 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 very slim window. I mean, somebody's going to have to let them in. That's how they can get to the door, but somebody's going to have to let them in. And right now, the way the way it's set up right now, there's a lot of ground to cover. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they're going to make it in. And I hope that they don't, because they don't need to make it in the playoffs.
I got Captain American's Roger the Dodger Staubach. I'm supporting him tonight.
So even if they go 6-1 over the next 7 weeks, even if that were crazy possible, that's 10-8, and that's not a guaranteed ticket punched in the NFC this year. So just like what Eric was saying, they got to be let in the door. I was sitting here trying to think about the other teams. They're not going to make the playoffs. They might as well start sitting starters and
J-Dub
saving money.
J-Dub, EC, Felix just texted me and said, playoffs.
Hey, that's the title of this thing. Playoffs. Yeah. Yes, we're talking about the playoffs. That's the title.
They worry about winning another game first before they start talking about playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. So we got about 15 minutes left over. We kind of got through the segment pretty fast, which is good, man. We don't want to hold anybody up for their Thanksgiving festives, man. But you know what? We haven't done it all season long. Let's go ahead and try our shots at doing our this week pick'ems. If y'all want to get in wins or losses, let's see who played who. Week 13 is where we're coming up on. So let's start with Thanksgiving Day. D-Wade, who you have? Who you like? The Bears or the Lions?
Detroit, man. Nobody's beating Detroit.
And at home too, yeah.
Oh, I think we're all on
Thanksgiving
Detroit
Day.
on
I think Detroit has one of the best Thanksgiving Day records in the history of the sport, actually. So
we put that down. It's a 3-8 for Detroit, so we all good on that one.
I love to do this.
Cowboys and those Giants.
Well, at the first of the year, I said that the Cowboys would lose this game, but now that Daniel Jones has been benched, Dallas wins at home.
I would think so. I mean, I wish this game meant more. I wish this was two,
see what the line is.
Middle of the pack, the top of the pack teams. But I would think the Cowboys win by a touchdown.
Let's see what the experts are saying the line is. I'm gonna be curious. Well, Eric,
I
who do you
got
pick,
Dallas
Eric?
at 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, that's what they're asking. The 3.5 spread. So, yeah. Jonathan has took the Cowboys. He also took the line. Thanks, G. So we all are you still sticking with the Cowboys, D-Way? While you looking up?
Yes, Cowboys. Yeah.
All right, so we all 4-way on the Cowboys.
Felix just said that the Cowboys and he said that the Cowboy game's going to end in a tie this week. It's going to be like 9-9 or something crazy
2-2.
Oh wow! The late in the game, which is I think is a pretty good game. The Packers and the Dolphins on Thursday night, playing at Lambeau. Who you got? Who y'all got?
I've not been drinking the Packer Kool-Aid, man, but they keep winning.
I am, especially after the running performance that we just saw out of Green Bay this week.
It's hard to bet against Green Bay at home,
Green
man.
Bay.
Yeah,
Green Bay.
Once again, so we all agree on Green Bay. Jonathan is agreeing on Green Bay as well. So we got a 4-way. So Thursday night, it's a clean slate. We all got the Lions, Cowboys, and the Packers. All right, that one Black Friday game.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one. Raiders,
Chiefs and the Raiders playing back home at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be another barn burner on a field goal, or a non-holding call, and the Chiefs are going to win by 3.
That's gonna be like a 24-23 game. Chiefs win. I got Kansas.
Yeah, it was a pass interference.
Yep.
To get them in field goal range.
Yep. We lost
and
EC again.
Expired.
Hey,
we lost to EC.
That's all right, but that's how Kansas City's been winning all year. And as long as Taylor Swift is showing up to games, the NFL is going to make them keep winning all year.
Well, I mean, here we go.
Yeah, I'm back, y'all. Just y'all bear with me. Jonathan said the Chiefs is going to win out, so he got the Chiefs as well. Boy, I'm going to let Spectrum know about this when I get off, y'all. I went from AT&T Uverse to Spectrum. It's supposed to be fiber. So, man,
I got Spectrum, and I'm good all the way around every day.
So it must be the way they set it up. I need to probably have them amp it up a little bit. I think they gave me the lowest one, but I don't know. We're going to amp it up, spend a little more money. All right, then. Let's go on down to Sunday. The Chargers and the Falcons.
Man, I am drinking the Chargers Kool-Aid. I like that team. I like how they're getting better. They played well last night against the Ravens. I still think if that kid doesn't drop that pass across the middle there late in the game, that something could. But man, Chargers are getting quietly a little bit better every week. They played well last night against Baltimore. So I like the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Falcons at home. Don't make me stand up and do the dirty bird because I'll feel for no reason.
Maybe we should make him stand up and do the dirty bird. EC, I don't think he will. So,
well, it depends on what Jonathan G pick. G, you still on? I know we've been having some technical difficulties. Give me your pick if you're still on, brother. I appreciate it. I got the Chargers. I just think Atlanta. They're Atlanta. They're fickle. They're going up and down. They're all right. But I think Chargers is funny. They took their loss personal against Baltimore, so they could really, really come out. He said he wanted to pick the Chargers, so Jonathan's picking the Chargers. So we only got one.
Jim Harbaugh's doing a good job over there.
Yeah,
he really
is. He is. I give him credit.
Yeah.
Here's another divisional game: Steelers versus the Bengals. This one is crazy.
Where's the game at?
It's played in
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
If it's in Cincinnati, I definitely like Joe Burrow at home.
All right.
Jay?
That makes 2.
Okay, I'm going with the Bengals as well. John and G, we want your pick. Whenever you get in, we got 3 for the Bengals. Go ahead and get your picks. While he's getting his pick, let's go to the next ones. The Vikings versus the the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals.
Is that in Arizona? That's kind of a trap game.
It's in Minnesota.
No, it's in Minnesota. Yeah,
it's in Minnesota. Okay, then
the Cardinals have been playing really good.
Yeah.
Jonathan G is picking the Steelers.
Yeah, I got Minnesota at home.
You got Minnesota at home?
So does Jason.
Yeah, of course I do.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals on this one because Sam So all you guys got Minnesota, and I'm the only one's going to pick the Cardinals. So okay,
that's fun.
Yeah,
man, and I mean, they've held their opponents to 16-9-6 over the last 3 weeks. So Sam Darnold's going to have to get around that defense somehow.
yeah, that's the only reason why. Because I think he's been spotty here and off and here and on. And at some point, the luck runs out. So that's all.
Yeah.
That doesn't base it on.
I mean, you say that. I mean, Minnesota is starting to taste it a little bit.
It's their defense, though. They're winning on the defense side of the ball.
They're starting to think that they're good, and that's cool,
And they, like I say, and just like you said, their defense believes it, but their offense is like Jay starting to drink their own Kool-Aid, and they're not clicking like they used to at the beginning of the season. They're being found out. They're being exposed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots and the Colts playing at home at Gillette Stadium is the Patriots.
Does it matter? Man, that's a tough one. The Patriots actually look good in the loss, but I still think the Colts got them. I can't name you a Colt player right now, but I think the Colts got them.
D-Way, who you got?
It's hard to bet against the Patriots at home, but
at home in Gillette, yeah.
I'm feeling the Colts this week. I'm going with Indianapolis.
Okay, I got the Colts as well. As much as I love what Coach Gerard Mayo is doing over there, I think that's still maybe a couple years away. I think Drake May is a good quarterback for the organization, as long as Mayo can manage his skill set right away. This could be a pick'em. This could be an either way game. I wouldn't be upset if Patriots pulled out one. But right now, it just makes sense for me to go with the Colts, and we all agree on the Colts. We're waiting on you, Jonathan G, to pick your team for the Patriots of the Colts. Let's move on to Aaron Rodgers playing at home at MetLife versus the Seattle Seahawks.
It ends in a tie at halftime because Aaron Rodgers died on the field.
I'm so disappointed in the Jets season. So.
Oh my God, J-Dub, you on fire today. I love it.
I'm just saying.
I am taking Geno and company in an upset.
Yeah.
Is it an upset? Wait, it's 6-5 versus 3-8. What is that? That didn't even mean anything.
Is it an upset? That's good news. That's good stuff.
I'm gonna take the Jets. To hell with it. I'm gonna take.
Oh gosh, you're such a homer.
How am I a homer?
You're taking the home team.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This pick is what Owen was saying, that the top right don't know what he's talking about. Probably me. I don't know, but this is an emotional pick for me because I want Aaron Rodgers to retire, and I think I just want him to lose every single game going forward. So finally, we can be done with Aaron Rodgers. I do not want him. He's not going to mess up his Hall of Fame status, but it's time to let it go. You're holding a position to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
G got the Jets as well. G, we still need your pick for the Patriots and the Colts.
Felix, who do you have for the Jets in Seattle tonight? Text me, let me know.
He said, "Oh no, G said the Jets lose, so he's going with Seahawks as well." All right, well, wait, no, G. Ooh, here's a well, no, it's not. Commanders. Will the Commanders bounce back at home against the Titans?
Hey, Titans win. Titans went over into Houston and took care of business.
They did.
And the Commanders losing 3 games in a row. You got a rookie quarterback who's starting to hear footsteps now because of it. He's gonna start getting anxious, man. Man, that's a tough one. I think this is the toughest one yet. I'm gonna go LSU Tiger, and I'm gonna go Washington Commanders.
Gotcha.
Hey, EC. Hey, Felix is picking Geno and the Seahawks too in that game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So G is the only one picking the Pats, and he put a laughing emoji. So that means he's just doing it just because.
And so
he
is
said,
Washington.
the Titans win, remember? So he's going with the Titans. G was rooting for the Titans.
I would rather the Titans win than a Washington team, the old Oilers. I mean, but I like Jaden Daniels. I really do.
Who's the quarterback for Tennessee right now?
Exactly.
Is it Will Levis? Is he still the quarterback over there?
So
unless they benched him, I think he's still the quarterback. Will Levis.
I think he is too. Too.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna be the odd man. I'm taking the Tennessee in an upset.
So you and G both taking Tennessee. Okay. So UNG, yep. All right. D-Way and G. All right, let's get on to this is a good game right here. Jaguars at home against the Texans. Y'all do not look at the Jaguars record. Please don't. They're better than what their record say they are.
Yeah, just like Cincinnati, same thing, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Houston for a bounce back. I mean, I guess that's me being a homer. I'm hopeful CJ Stroud can figure out a way to bounce back and get them back into it. I mean, there's 7 weeks to go. There's still a lot of time.
I don't know what Jacksonville's record is.
2-9.
2-9. Yeah.
Good. I mean, they're not that bad. Wow. I'm taking Jacksonville at home.
Okay, fair enough. My pick for Houston is the same way for my pick for the Jets. Is that I want Jacksonville to lose out because I need them to get more draft picks. I need them to get more to build that team up where they need to. I don't want this to be. I don't want my boy to go out like this. I don't want the quarterback to go out like this here. I really like that kid. But D-Way, you taking Jacksonville just for craps and giggles?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you down.
No, I love that. I love the Texans. I love the coach. I love CJ Stroud. I mean, but Jacksonville's due at home.
All right, here we go. Are we going to take the Derek Carr led Saints playing at home, or are we going to take the Rams with Matthew Stafford and the King? Matthew Stafford and the boys.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going with Matt Stafford.
Oh,
give me the Rams.
Absolutely, man.
And Jason likes the Saints, so he'll pick New Orleans at home.
I'm gonna go, man. I'm sitting here looking at the Rams' last few games.
I'm not looking at anything. I'm just going off.
But I am gonna go Nolans.
So G is picking Jaguars win. He said this is gonna be an upset week, so he is picking the Jaguars wins. The Jags win, upset week,
I
baby.
agree, Jonathan. Jonathan, I agree.
Picking the Rams as win as well.
Yep.
So we all picking the Rams, or
no? I went with the Saints.
Oh, that's right. J-Dub with the Saints. J-Dub with the Saints. Yeah. All right then, J-Dub. All right, Buccaneers versus the Panthers. I don't think that should be easy, right? I got on the Buccaneers hat.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Buccaneers for sure.
Definitely Tampa Bay.
All right. G, you better not pick Carolina. You gonna do something stupid. You better not pick Carolina for it. Gonna mess up everything. All right.
The next one is the big one of the week.
Baltimore versus the Eagles playing at home.
Who's at home? Who's at
Bank
home?
Stadium. G got Tampa Bay. Okay, we all four. We split.
Where's the game?
M&T
in
playing
Baltimore.
Yeah.
But all those cities are so close, that don't matter no more.
Man, that's going to be a good game. Who you going, Jason?
I'm going Baltimore. I'm not gonna ride with my boy all the way to week 8 and give up on him.
The game's in Baltimore. I am riding the Derrick Henry train this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore. I'm going with Baltimore as well. I'll go Baltimore. I was thinking about looking at their run game because Saquon Barkley just dropped 300 yards from scrimmage the other day. So that is crazy. Look,
70-yard touchdown runs.
Yeah. You say what'd you say, D-Way? They ain't gonna happen in Baltimore.
That's not gonna happen in Baltimore.
No.
John Harbaugh will not let that happen. So
no.
Ooh, we gonna see. Yeah, because Poe J.K. Dobbins, did he ever find out what happened to him?
Yeah, we're not sure if what his status is.
This kid just can't seem to stay healthy, man. Much prayers and go out to J.K. Dobbins, man. He just can't seem to make a full season. Hopefully this was just a minor injury, but he didn't come back. Here's another good game. Bills playing at home against the 49ers.
49ers are not clicking right now. I got Buffalo. I got Josh Allen all day, every day.
Yeah,
Buffalo should win out the year.
I would take Buffalo if they were playing in San Francisco this week.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
I'm all about it. So
All right, Monday night game. The last game is the Broncos versus the Cleveland Browns.
Man, how about that Bronco team quietly getting some momentum
at Denver too? It ain't
You
gonna be
never
snowing.
get too back. You never get a consistent. Well, you get a consistent Jameson Winston, but I just don't think that this is a situation where he can beat this Denver team. I just no. I
Gotta
think
be
that
Denver.
Yeah,
Gotta be Denver.
I'm betting on Sean Payton this week. So
yeah. I'm you know, y'all know hate is such a strong word. I don't care too much about Sean Payton. Obviously, I'm a Broncos fan. I'm all 32 teams fan, so it's not a team I don't like. I'm just not a fan of Sean Payton,
right?
Because of the way he did Russell Wilson, in my opinion. It could be, but yeah. But I'm like G said, Bo knows. I love that kid over there, man. Bo, you know, D-Way got on me last week. You know what, J-Dub? I did it again. I messed up with my facts. I was talking about Bo Nix last week, but I kept saying Drake May. So what's wrong? I got to get it together, man. I keep having these little mental breakdowns, man.
We got the changing of the guard. We got a whole new flock of quarterbacks, and everybody moves so often that nobody knows where anybody is.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me 4 weeks this year to realize that Russell Wilson was with the Steelers. You understand what I'm saying?
But yo, there we have it. Jonathan G has picked Baltimore. He's picked Buffalo. He's picked Broncos to win because he said Bo knows. So I think we're all going with that. Bucks, Ravens, Buffs, and Broncos for those last slate of games, man. Y'all, this has been it, man. It's been fun. Any final words, Coach J-Dub?
Okay, so
I said schools. Coach J-Dub.
Huh?
I said Coach J-Dub. I did. I flipped it on you.
No final words. It's my same parting every week. It's a great time to be a sports fan. The seasons are all getting in high gear. Even the off seasons for baseball and for WNBA are there's some good things happening. So, but I'm just trying to stay warm up here in the great Northwest and Big Sky Country, and enjoying when I get to sit down and talk to you fellas.
That's fun.
Appreciate it.
All right, so 2 schools, nothing else. Just name 2 colleges. Ready? Nothing else. Who is in the national championship game? I'll go first. Ohio State and Georgia. J-Dub.
Texas, Ohio State.
Okay. EC.
Oregon and Texas.
Okay.
All right, that was nice. Good
Great
call.
job, EC.
Yeah. See, so whoever says we don't know sports, but this is how we roll. We ain't take no time thought, Owen. Keep coming back, Owen. Right. We love you, Owen. But y'all, to all my fair weather fans out there, y'all, sorry about some of the little technical difficulties we've been having with Spectrum. I'm going to call them. I'm going to let them know that they can't interrupt our show. This thing has been happening. Been rolling allergies out over here for a while now since it gets installed. So, I don't know. We're going to fix all that. But in that, man, y'all, man, thank you guys. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, man. We appreciate you. We love you guys. This boy, your EC22, the Fair Weather Fan channel, man. Please, once again, like, subscribe, share, join the conversation, y'all, and we are out.